cases settings in Zoho People 5.0. After looking at the category settings for the cases module, now let's look at other cases settings in Zoho People 5.0. In order to do that, click on the settings in the top right corner, then click on the cases here. Under preferences, click on customization. The first option we get are the cases statuses. Now, when the cases are raised by a requester or an employee, these cases are assigned to the agents. Now, these agents work on certain statuses for this particular cases. There are some predefined statuses in the cases module, which is in progress, open, pending, on hold, and closed statuses. So these are the status on which the agents work on that. Now, these statuses can be renamed by editing these options. You can rename it these statuses as per your own organizational preferences, or you also can reorder them as the preferences, as per your own preferences you want. Then the other option is the source of request. The source of request is the sources from where the requester or the employee raises the request or the cases. So it can be web or chat in person or email or a phone. So these are also can be reordered like this, and you can also rename them as their own organizational preferences. There are certain restrictions which you can impose in the cases module. The first one is the restrict reopen cases. So by default, the cases can be reopened by the user or the employees if they have some issues later on post the cases are closed. But when you enable these options, the system will restrict the employees to reopen that closed cases. However, all the administrators and agents can reopen the cases there. So you are only restricting the cases, reopening of the cases only for the employees if you enable this option. Now, if you enable the second options like restrict comments on the closed cases, so by enabling these options, you are not only restricting the comments by the employee or a user to on the closed cases, but you are also restricting the comment to be added by the administrators as well as by the this. You can also restrict the comments by administrators as well as the agents also. So by enabling this option of restrict comments on the closed cases, the comments will be restricted for the users or employees and also for the administrators as well as the agents also. So now the third option is mandatory description for queries. So if you enable this options, the descriptions for the cases becomes mandatory. By default, the descriptions is non-mandatory, but if after enabling this, descriptions become mandatory. The last option here in this preferences is the feedback options, where you can configure some feedback settings here. You can enable the agent feedback post the closure of the cases also. So you can do the feedback settings and allow the requester or the employees to provide feedback on the queries of the resolution, the display the headings of the message at your own choice here. So 3 to 5 point scale rated to gather feedbacks from the employees from the rating scale of 3 to 5. So you can also customize the term descriptions and the thank you messages which is provided for the rating scale also. And you have the rating feedback message category. You can also by customize bad, neutral, good, and excellent. So you are you can rate the ratings on the basis. Now here you have some rating scales. So by default there is rating scales like poor, bad, neutral, good, and you can also customize or rename that as per your own preferences here. You can also configure the thank you message like say, and you can also have your feedback message to be customized as per your own preferences, and then click on save here like this. So here you have also the reopen the case for bad. So when the ratings are poor and bad from the requester or the employees, the cases will automatically gets reopened for further working on that, right? So the last option is mandate feedback for selected case categories. So if you want to make the feedbacks mandate for all the categories, or you want to have the feedback mandatory for selective categories, then you can also you can mention them in options here. So the categories you get select here. Here you have the feedback will be mandated for the selected categories from these options that you select here. So these are some of the preferences which you can set up for the cases module. The next option is the automation. So automations is nothing else. It comprises of the agent notifications, the requester notifications, and some workflows to be configured for the cases module. So in the automations have the agent notifications. So all these notifications which you can see there are listed here, which you can enable, disable as per your own preferences here. So you have some of the notifications in which you have an options to map all the agents or you have an options to map the current agent also. So you have to just read it and understand it and enable or disable as per your own requirements here. The other option we have is a requester notifications, in which the requester means the employee or the user who raises the, the cases there. They have some notifications which is mentioned in the system as listed here. So you have to just enable or disable. So there are some workflows also which you can configure for sending mails or updating fields here. So the workflow addition process is the same for in the cases module as it is for other modules here. So you can click on add workflows, and the forms is selected as cases here, and you can give the workflow name, and then you can trigger the events basis on the notifications as per your own action based events or the so this notifications for the requesters are can be configured for on the basis of sending some notifications, and you can automatically to the email requester automated in the future enable or disable as per prevent any kind of there are some workflows also here. So the workflow addition process is the options, right? You have some templates also. So you have some templates, email default templates which are already there in the system. So you have some templates like for all or for the cases here. You can see that notify agent that new cases has been created. So whenever the cases has been created, the nodal agent will be notified through this emails here. So this is the email which which can be triggered here, and these fields can be triggered in this particular options here. You can also insert different kinds of a mail merge that can be different kind of a the various other fields also, and field value as per their own preferences here. So there are different templates, email templates which are listed here. You have to just look at it and for your own preferences here. You some have a letter templates, so standard type of official letters for specific needs can be generated. Click on the add generate add letter templates, and you can create some letter templates for general purpose from different kind of a field can be selected, and the value can be inserted for adding as the cases administrator here. So by default, super administrator is a person who has all the privileges, all the permissions, and the entire Zoho People customization and configuration or any kind of a modificational changes, which the super admin can do that. But if you want to add some administrator for the cases module, customize it as per your own preferences. You can add some configurational changes for the cases module. You can add that if you do not find that here. At least this is one of their options. You can click on the cases administrator here, select the administrators listed on this particular module, and then can save it here. So that administrator can have an option to check all the data and the cases from this particular option here and save it. Data settings inside the then you have the permissions here. Permissions so are the this tab is how the tab where you can add the settings, the permissions in the cases modules here.